So we bought this abandoned piece of land 4 years ago to try to find another way of living. And so far we've been recovering the land, building, and also we discovered a lot of things, like this ruin. And in this video we are gonna clear it and see what's hidden there, so then we can renovate it. Welcome to a new Project Kamp update. We are finally gonna start with our ruin renovation. It's an old granite ruin that we found in the Midland last year. It's not very big, but it has a good size to start and practice and test some techniques to see how we can renovate this kind of ruins. In the front side we find an angle wall here on the top. Looks like it was a roof there, but we have no idea if that was the case. We also found here, coming from the rocks, a fruit tree just in the entrance. It's a bit of a weird place to have a fruit tree. It also seems that the big rock that was on top of the door is missing, so that could bring some challenges. Here there must be a door. Before, can I still find the hinges, a bit rust. Here seems like there was a cut to put the door. This seems to be the edge to put the lock of the door. I'm not sure what is this stick that is there. As you can see, even inside is a bit overgrown everything. It seemed that it had two entrances before. One upstairs on top of this rock, one there downstairs, a very tiny door. It seems that at some point it had two floors, so you can see here like a line of the different levels. There's also here some holes that feels that were holding beams before, probably to put the floor on top. And from here we can see that it's actually built this wall on top of another rock. As it is a very old granite ruin, in the seams of the rocks we cannot find cement, and instead we find other natural materials that they probably used in the old times. This ruin is partially built on a rock, so the bottom part is way lower than the top one, and you can see here like the roof is way higher than in the other entrance. One side is completely overgrown, so we cannot even see the wall. Kind of a nice size from here. Looks a bit like a tower. So it's time to start. We are not very sure what we will find in the way, objects, which state will be, if it will fall apart, if it will stay. Let's see. It's all a question mark, but we are not gonna know it until we make it. So let's do it.
Okay, so the first thing is we're gonna remove a lot of these spiky bushes so that they have a clearer path to be able to bring material in when they do work on the ruin. We have some oaks here, so we have to be careful, but that's the first step.
So clean, so nice.
Okay, now I'm on the bottom side of the ruin. This is where a lot of the clearance is gonna happen. And we discovered that this is like a massive bush of roses. We're gonna try to cut back the vines to try to get an idea of where the base of the plant is.
We pulled some snake skin. Trevor says it looks fresh, but how fresh? ...
It's a snake. So as we've been cleaning, we found a lot of trash, broken glass, bowls, metal, rocks, tiles. So it seems like somebody was living here pretty recently, but we're just cleaning it all out now. So underneath all of the rose bushes, we actually discovered this really old set of stairs. So now we can go up and down. They're kind of breaking at the bottom. We've uncovered all the bases of the rose plants, and now we've cut them down to a manageable length. And the next step is to dig them out, put them into a bucket, and take them somewhere on camp to be replanted. Okay.
Perfect fit. Wow. Subscribe to Patreon, guys, so we can buy bigger buckets.
It is a bit sad that we have to take some of the roses from here, but we are gonna replant them in a different place that we are currently working on. Probably you will see it next week.
Oh, this is a good one.
Oh my god.
These last two roses, we decided to replant them at the lagoon.
I hope. I hope.
It's off to work we go, with a shovel and a spade and a great grenade. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
Name it, you plant it, you name it.
Bart.
Bart. Mate, what's this called?
He's Romeo.
You're such a hopeless romantic. Last one. Yay. We're in a really scenic spot, top of the wall. Hopefully it does well. So these trees are growing right in between rocks. So we're gonna try to get as much as the little bit of roots that we can, and we're gonna try to replant them somewhere else. Ooh.
Oh,
Nice.
that looks promising.
He's blinged out.
What's gonna happen, Trevor?
I'm gonna free this plant from its bling, from its prison.
What are you gonna use?
An angle grinder and a clamp.
Boom. See?
Boom.
The carer of trees.
Some of these fruit trees that we took from at the top of the ruin, I put in planter buckets. I put compost in the planter, and I'm just getting some of the good topsoil from next to the ruin. They have very small roots since they were growing in between the rocks, so hopefully the planter will help them grow more sturdy roots. I'm just gonna put a bit of wood chips on the top of the pot, and then I'm gonna give them a water. Okay, so we finished the clearing around the ruin, and we actually decided that we're going to go a little bit more this way into the woods. There's just some tojo and brambles, but there are a lot of more fruit trees and oaks, and there's a cork back there. So we just kind of want to see what's going on with this space. All right, so we've got it all cleared for the others to come and now work on the ruin. Let's look at all the things that we did. So here we removed the roses and moved them elsewhere. We removed the fruit trees, also replanting them elsewhere. It was a bit tricky because There's rocks on either side, but we managed to get them out. After removing all the roses, we uncovered these cool old steps, and then we decided to clear a little bit more because we noticed there were a lot of native species like the fruit tree and the oak.
The landscape work is finished. Now it's up to the Workspace team to start the renovation of the Granite ruin.
Oh look! There is a snake skin, but there is some stuff weird. Look. There is a cavity in the stone, and here there is a line. Maybe there is a stair before and there is something else, because there is a piece of wall. The other side, maybe. No? Archaeology. Plate, we can almost fix it.
Doesn't look like it's the same though.
See, of course. It's like full of oil, like a volcanic stone. Strange.
Look at this barrel. I think it's leaking a little bit. So I found this thing.
It's like a trap.
Yes. Intruder trap. Doesn't work anymore. Nice jar. And a pickaxe. Maybe we can do a restoration video. And for the French people, this is for you.
Hop là. Ah look, the glass completely melt with the fire.
Usually.
It's like art.
It's cool. Good quality. Julian, do you have the key for this?
From look, old burin. Maybe it was there. Hey, it's look, huh? Look like this. For this little door. Green.
Shovel knife.
We found a lot of old items.
Put my coat back on. Maybe not.
Are you gonna get it out though?
I'll try.
Oh, be careful with that.
Close your eyes and mouth. Oh,
Nice.
nice.
It's like paper.
Jacket.
Jacket.
And while taking out the
Good
rubble,
place for you,
we also found some unexpected
Wow.
friends.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Yes, he likes this.
Beautiful, huh? Wow.
Really pretty.
Hey, he has a little tongue. Hop là, Ren. You like it? Almost camouflage, huh?
Good colors.
Ah, It's open.
Yeah,
It's a fake pipe.
fake pipe.
It's a big shovel.
Beautiful.
Rat poison. Sounds like our problem is not generational. It's for everyone. Rats.
So what we have here is the remains of a shoe, a very small shoe from the looks of it.
Portuguese size shoe.
Portuguese shoe, yeah. And it looks like it might have been leather before. I wouldn't call it leather now, it's more like rock.
Yeah, we need to figure out what to do with this dirt pile.
The granite, or kind of granite, is like rotten. We can dig.
So flimsy.
Dig the stone, yeah. What it look like?
Julia, what are you doing?
I dig a bigger door for your Stein,
Merci.
so you can come easily. Don't break your back.
So nice of you.
You're welcome.
And we tried to take as much dirt as we could. It is nice to try to imagine what this place used to look like.
Job done. It's quite clean. This is Colin. Make some experience.
Collecting grooves for science.
Here you can see really well how much the top of this granite is decomposed. And roots have started growing underneath.
Wow. A lock. In pretty good state, huh? Lock. Unlock. Lock.
Oh my god, Ruben, what the hell?
Then we went to the waste facility to lift the roof debris, and in the meantime, Joel started to try to restore the rusty tool we found.
So, what I'm working with here today is I'm doing a bit of restoration on some interesting pieces of treasure we found in the Granite ruins. This here seems to be a hammerhead or a pickhead, and it will probably be usable once it's completely restored. I also have some other interesting pieces we found there, like this pot lid, which might be usable. This, we have no idea what it is, but it's very pretty and ornamental. We have the head of a hoe as well, which might be usable. And lastly, we have some chains, which we were actually looking for the other day. So hopefully if I can restore these, we can use them.
For that, we use vinegar and baking soda.
Okay, so now the hammerhead is mostly finished. I brushed it up and taken off as much rust as possible. But this lid is very, very rusty, but I'll see what I can do with it. Okay, so for this next part, I'm going to be covering these pieces in a bicarbonate paste after I've scrubbed them. I'm going to be painting them on, and then I'll be leaving them for an hour to set and then washing them off, and that should do. And now for this last part, we're going to be taking these pieces that we've covered in our bicarbonate paste. They've been sitting for over an hour now. I'm going to rinse them in this bucket of vinegar and water. And hopefully that should remove the last of the rust and make them usable. So this is our finished product. Now I do believe I can do the whole thing again because to see if I can get a better finish, but in comparison to how they were, they're already looking much better. Significant improvement.
Okay, now the area is clean and prepared to work. Up here there's a flat rock that could be in the future a terrace that we cover or not. These are all the stones that we recovered from the ruin. We'll see if we use them later to rebuild the actual ruin or not, but for now we are gonna keep them here and use them as a source of materials for the renovation. So we still don't know what this area is, but at least it's all clean and easy to walk around. We can check better the state of the wall. We can imagine a bit more what could have been done here. Maybe it was a place for animals to in and out. You see the small door, small wall. So now everything is clean, we can check it properly. And next step would be to start with the design. For that we have Dide, he is an architect, and we'll continue with the next steps.
We're gonna start with taking all the measurements of the building, and with these measurements we can start designing. We got all our tools. And we're ready to get started. It's gonna be a whole task. It's a tiny ruin, but everything is crooked, and we want to get this in a good survey to make a decent design for this ruin. To start measuring, we need a reference point. So we'll use the doorstep. This we'll call 0, and we'll start from there.
So we don't see the line good enough. Try 2.
Much better. There we go. Level.
Nice.
Moment of truth, we went all the way around with the leveler, and now we have to see if we line up with our first line. How does it look, Monique?
Great, perfect.
371. You have it on the line?
227. 390.
366.5. 371. So we found out most of the walls of this granite building are pretty straight, but this east facade is bulging out. So this is going to form a challenge further on. You can see I'm putting it straight to the left, but here there's this wiggle room telling us that the wall is bulging, like bowing outwards. This means it's structurally less safe and we'll have to do something about this.
Now the basic drawings are ready. We have the measurements of the building, so we can start to design. Actually, it's gonna be a bit of a long process, the designing and the building, but we will keep you updated with it.
It's gonna be a beautiful design, of course. It's a small ruin, but we're gonna make the most out of it.
Okay, thank you. This guy. And that was it for this video. By the way, leave us your questions in the comments, if you have any, because in the next video we are going to answer them. Thanks for watching until the end, and have a nice week!